Hey everybody, welcome to part 4 in the series. In this video, we're going to look at how we can tell and understand what's happening from a client's perspective, how they're interacting with the Office 365 service, what kind of network connectivity they're getting, if they're getting failed connections, what it looks like. In this part, we would get the agent onto around 20 machines as a good start pilot, ideally in different locations. And there's two places that we focus on. We focus on the Network Performance Monitor and a tool called Service Map. In Network Performance Monitor, it does these thing called service tests or synthetic transactions. You can just see if I click into a service test, it comes in and it looks at the different components that we have. So if I just hover it, Office 365 authentication and identity, it looks at things like Exchange Online. There's different Exchange Online services. That's the API, that's the graph, to SMTP, etc. It shows me my response times, my network latency, and my packet loss. The key thing on this is that we would be deploying these tests out to a number of your machines, and then we'd get to see what your machines are experiencing in terms of network latency. And these are super easy to configure and work on. When you hit configure inside Network Performance Monitor, it brings you to these service connectivity monitors. You can see I have Exchange Online. It picks the URLs and you just add the agents, and I would just go to Amali's laptop or this 1803 laptop. I click it, I say, hey, I want this to be monitored. The monitor goes to that machine and it will start telling you what it looks like from a client perspective. So from a client perspective, you're going to see things like what we looked at there, how well are they connecting to Exchange Online, etc. But we're not getting super deep detail. We're not able to get in per process and understand on a per process basis what's happening. And for that, we use Service Map. What Service Map does is it shows you all the connections in and out of a machine. It maps them to a process, and we're able to go and grab things like the bandwidth in and out. We're able to get failed connections, and we're able to get an awful lot more information. Why this is important to you is that if you have two machines and one of them's someone says, hey, I'm having a poor response. Well, with this tool, you're able to get in and see, are they having failed connections to Office 365 and what services? You're able to see how many bytes they're getting send and receive. And then, of course, we would then just lastly go and look at things like the utilization to say, hey, is that machine, has it got is its hard disk in bad shape? Is the CPU, overworked? To give you the tools to come in and say, hey, where is the problem? By using this tool set, we've got these really nice queries that can do things like, back on this HP Pavilion, it can look at over the last 24 hours, hey, what is the bandwidth usage per process? And I can look and say, hey, look, Teams is using 265 megs. Outlook is using 265 megs. Teams is using 68. And then I can, pipe this into Power BI, and I can compare this across numerous machines. Of course, the next section of this is, what does this look like in Power BI? So click onto the next video and you'll get to see how we take this process and bring it into Power BI.